Well, CEO Mark Zuckerberg hyped up Instagram Reels on a call after Meta's earnings. Take a listen.
Reels continues to grow quickly on both Facebook and Instagram. Reels also continue to become more social, with people resharing Reels more than 2 billion times every day, doubling over the last 6 months. Reels are also increasing overall app engagement, and we believe that we're gaining share in short-form video too.
That just a snippet of everything that Marky Mark had to say yesterday on the call. Here are some of our top takeaways from Meta's earnings. The year of efficiency. This is going to continue. Meta plans to cut even more jobs here. And what's important to remember is that back in November of last year, they had already cut about 10,000 jobs. And then in March of this year, announced that they would be cutting about the same quantity more. And it's more significant for a company like Meta because on a percentage basis, this is still a large portion of their business that they're trimming, especially as they're looking across the divisions to try and figure out what's going to continue to make them profitable, at least in this point in time, keep them profitable at this point in time, while they're making these big bets on the metaverse and kind of repositioning AI.
Right, and what's interesting is some of those cuts in the year of efficiency allows them to continue to make those investments, gives them a little bit more leeway on that front. And it sounds like even though they're cutting, they're still hiring as well in some of those areas. The other thing we should mention is that the sort of in between the lines implication of some of what Zuckerberg said on the call is that the cuts might still not be done. Yeah. Not just the next tranche, but the announced cuts might not yet be done. So we'll have to wait and see what's happening there. One of our other takeaways, Instagram could be the real deal. Yeah. Real, both in both senses of the word, right? Because we are seeing some success here on the part of Reels, although it was interesting, Laura Martin of Needham saying in a note that TikTok is still a big issue for Instagram and for Reels. That, of course, Reels is basically its product that's aimed directly at TikTok and trying to compete with that. But time spent on Insta, as we were showing, up 24%. And part of that does have to do with Reels, and it's sort of TikTok-like falling into that
black hole
of clicking, or not even clicking. You don't even have to click. It just keeps going.
It just move for you. It'll just be like, here's the next one.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
And the underperform that Laura Martin has on the stock certainly does correlate with exactly what that sentiment was. And the wording that she had used, I believe, was this, or at least none of this right now, solves Meta's TikTok problem in their view. What they did say on the Instagram Reels side, though, in terms of some of the numbers, Reels continuing to become more social, people resharing Reels more than 2 billion times every day and doubling over the last 6 months as well. And it's going to come down to also where they're leveraging Reels to not just generate more time within Facebook native, within Instagram as well, but how this is becoming more shoppable at the end of the day, because that's where the advertising campaigns really get layered on. And of course, for Facebook, the company who the entirety of their money and their revenue comes in from advertising at this point, essentially, that's going to be amazingly critical to them, even if you do see a kind of longer term drying of some of the advertising dollars that are being spent among marketers and businesses right now.
Yeah.
Also, we got to talk about the metaverse, because why? Mark said it's not dead, nor are the operating losses, you should know as well. Mark saying on the call that building the metaverse is a long-term project, but the rationale for it remains the same, and they remain committed to it. They basically were listening to everyone talking about the narrative around the metaverse, and now the narrative that has ensued about, hey, well, we haven't heard as much from them about what they're doing in the metaverse, so that vision must be off the table. But Mark addressing that very head on during the call, saying that, all right, well, that narrative is out there. No, we're going to continue to move forward. They're looking to release an immersive device later on this year via headset, so we'll see exactly what that looks like and what the uptake is among consumers who want to get into the metaverse.
Even as the operating losses are $4 billion, and that it had a worse revenue figure than estimated for Reality Labs. And then finally, Meta is saying it's ready to spend big on AI. And, I'm sure we're going to talk more about this, but talking about how the sort of Instagram recommendations are powered by AI. And as I was saying to you this morning, isn't it just algorithms by another name? Is it really, it's not generative AI as far as I understand, maybe it is. It's not large language models. it's this. Is it anything different than we're doing for years? They're just calling it AI now because everybody wants to hear about nothing but AI. Maybe
Right.
I don't know.
And we kind of truncate AI to say that all AI is the same when it's not. There are different language learning models that go into generative AI versus there's artificial intelligence that has been around since some of our grandfathers may have worked at IBM in the past. So all of that considered, this new iteration of generative AI and how that's going to be used across WhatsApp, across Messenger, and across the family of products that Facebook was talking about on the call, that is still yet to be seen how much they're going to spend into making that experience possible. And that capital expenditure is set to be released or at least revealed later on this year. But at least in this interim period of time and how they framed artificial intelligence and how it's being used, more than 20% of the content that's in your Facebook feed or Instagram feeds right now is recommended by AI from people, groups, or accounts that you don't even follow. And then across all of Instagram, that's about 40% of the content that you see right now. Wow. I mean, I didn't really want to see content from anybody I didn't follow, but hey,
same.
I'm seeing a lot of it.
I keep now muting, like asking it not to show me those, but it's still, then it comes up with more to show me.
Yesterday.
I don't want them.
Yeah.
I just want, I'm with you. Twitter was doing the same thing, but on the Twitter one, you can at least look on a different tab that's just the people you're following.
Right.
I don't know, maybe I need to mess with my settings on Instagram.
I'm going to play with mine too.
Yeah.
All right.